So I did not choose marks because marks are not always defined. It's Manchali.
Manchali, okay.
Yes.
Can you sing it for me?
Of course, yes, of course. Manchali ho tum, Manchali. बैठा हूँ कोने मैं तेरे ख्वाब.
And as a student, I'm doing MBA. So my question is, like, as we know, we are going to enter in the corporate world.
Yeah.
So there's a high pressure in there. So how you managed and how we can manage in that environment so that we can give our full efficiency, right, to achieve that work?
That's a great question. I would say first and foremost, relax, right? Like it's not a race. It's something which everybody thinks. I also thought. I was nervous when I was getting into a company. I knew that there will be like so many other experienced people who are going to be there. And to say that there are high pressure environments, I mean, let's not assume, but yes, you're right. Like, the expectations are high. You need to raise the bar and you need to provide value for the work that you are hired for. So I would say the first thing is to relax, of course, but you can't just relax, of course. I think before entering inside any company, the work starts right from today, like from the very time that you get that thought that I'm going to be working in an organization. That's the time when you should start, thinking about how can you probably prepare for the time when you are expected to do high value work. And there are means and ways that you can do it. There's no right or wrong way, right? But I would say a few things that can help would be being opinionated. Okay. Is very important. And how can you be opinionated? That is by reading about everything that today we have. And the good part of today is that information is available even more than what it was a few years back, right? With the advent of AI and all these information channels today, I think a lot of young people use channels like Instagram to get their news. I don't see a person who have told me that they subscribe to a newspaper. Are you subscribing in newspaper today? No, right? So the traditions have changed of accessing information, and today the access of information comes from these channels like Instagram and Facebook and Google, and so I think being opinionated is important, and you can only do that by keeping yourself informed.
Yes.
Like I know many people might feel that it doesn't matter to them what's going on in US right now, what's going on with the I would say any political developments that are happening. Let's say very recently, I'm a cricket fan, so I'll say, like, with this whole new talk about Bangladesh not probably participating in the World Cup, it may happen that somebody who doesn't like sports might say, hey, this does not interest me, so why should I even read? But the times have changed. Today, I think you need to keep yourself informed. I mean, there's no harm in accessing information, accepting information, and then just having an opinion about it. The reason I say that this helps is because that's what happens in corporate as well. You don't know that how dynamically your role might change. Over a period of time, you might be hired for an X role, and you might be delivering Y and Z in the next 6 months because the requirements were so. And if you kept neglecting information from other spheres, like by not accepting information, what will happen is that you will not form an opinion, you will not form that cognitive ability to think critically, right? And you'll not be able to then deliver and contribute in the news fairs. So relax, but at the same time be opinionated by keeping yourself informed on multiple things. It's okay to not be very politically inclined on anything, but knowing what's happening is important so that you can be a part of the conversation. And then, of course, like I said, over a period of time, develop a discipline, you asked me a rapid fire question like marks over something, right?
Yeah.
So I did not choose marks because marks not always define.
Or skill always.
Yeah. So I mean, you need to keep working on the skill, right? And you do that by doing all of that. So to say that okay, you'll be able to cater to high pressure environments just because you do all of this is also wrong. I mean, high pressure environments are different in complexities also.
Yes, of course.
So I would just say it will just keep you ready much better, and I still feel that you learn 70% of the times on the job. Always, like when you are in that situation, like it's easy to say and comment that this player is not playing well, right? He should have played a cover drive like this, right? It's easy to say on a sofa set like this, right? Or probably from the stadium.
Yes.
But when the person is in that situation, right, when billions of viewers are watching you, and that catch is coming towards your way, right? That's what high pressure is, and there's nobody else but you who can either take that catch or drop the catch, right? And that's why I say 70% of the time you learn on the job, and that's how you maybe tackle high pressure. It's though important whenever you face a high pressure situation and chips are down and you are not performing well. It's also important that you do not like let that govern how you come out of it. Like there'll not always be like good days, right?
Yes.
There will always be a time when you're not when there'll be chips down, you will not be performing well, you're not, and nobody is perfect there, and many a times it demotivates people, right? So I would just recommend that even if you face a situation where you prepared well, you relaxed, you are opinionated, and you are facing a difficult situation and it's not going your way, just think that there will be another day where it will be yours. So that's important. That's not the end of the day. There will be another day where the sun will rise and you will get another opportunity. So that will be the only, like, I would say, advice basis my experience.
And it's a very great advice that it's all about how beautifully and confidently you are just facing everything, and someday it will be your day. And
Yeah.
that's a very great advice from your vision, sir. And there is one more thing that people never feel confident like about anything. They are always start demeaning themselves, like I'm not good at this, I'm not good doing anything. So what a single short advice, what would you give them, like how they'll manage that thing, how they'll change their mindset?
I think being self-critical is good to a certain extent.
Yes.
It always pushes you to be better, right? It's also not good to be like self-content, that achieve something and then you rest, because once you have the trophy, it's yesterday, right? Once you accomplish something, it's something in the past, right? So being self-critical is not bad, right? But as I said, like you need to look beyond, right? Stop overthinking. I know there are many people today overthinking
Yes,
a lot
of
of
course.
stuff, and all of us do that. I mean, if I were to say, I also overthink about my, how it's going to turn out. If I'm having a goal, I overthink about how I'm going to achieve that. So I think it's important and critical to not be that self-critical, but also keep a balance check. And if you were to ask me, what would I recommend to people who are like demotivated today? I would say wake up tomorrow. If you have a guardian or parent, call them up and say that you're demotivated. And I think those stories are the best stories to look forward to, to get yourself motivated from. Or if not that, probably look towards somebody who makes you feel better, and carry on with the day. That's what I can say.
And of course it will be your day.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So as we all were waiting for this precious moment, so can you tell us more about your upcoming single?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to talk about it. So my next song's name is Manchali.
Manchali, okay.
Yes, and it's one of my favorite songs. It's most likely going to come out in the month of March. and date is something that I'm still figuring out, but I would say this is a very, very peppy song. And I'm actually working with a new producer this time around. I've worked with multiple producers, and this is a very travel-friendly song. I think people are going to feel good while listening to the song while they travel, and it's a romantic, peppy pop, Hindi pop song. So yeah, that's the new song.
And it's a humble request. Can you sing it for me?
Of course, yes, of course. Okay, again, I would say I would have loved to have my guitar, but I can sing the song. तेरी अदा ने मुझको न जाने ये कैसी तेरी दौलत दिखाई, बैठा हूँ कोने मैं तेरे ख्वाबों में खोया हूँ, ऐसी है ये खुमारी, मन चली हो तुम मन चली, अभी के लिए इतना ही होगा.
Oh my God, sir, it was too beautiful, and
Thank
I'm sure audience will love it. Surely they're gonna love it. Yeah, finger crossed. Thank you so much for giving this beautiful chance to listen your raw voice, and that's truly beautiful, sir.
Thank you.
So, आप रिसेंटली हमारे कैंपस के गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर एट IIPS 2026 में आए थे. दैट वाज कैंपस टू करियर पैनल डिस्कशन. सो फॉर द IMED स्टूडेंट, दैट्स अ वेरी शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन कि देयर इज अ वन रियल एंड प्रैक्टिकल एडवाइस, लाइक वन सिंगल एडवाइस, व्हाट विल यू गिव देम?
Firstly, again, I was very happy to join the panel. I think all thanks to our director, sir, Dr. Shravan sir, right? I think it was really well managed event, and all thanks to the, I would say, crew behind it, because I think the people who worked the most behind that event was the students. So I really love to be in the panel. In fact, the panelists who joined us, they were like from different spheres of their career, career progression, right? And they are somebody whom I have looked up to. Like some of them were also people who came as guests when I was a student here, right? So it was really very humbling as an experience to join the panel with them, sitting besides them, and talking about campus to corporate, now that I'm in the company. So yeah, when you say that any advice to students about transitioning, I mean, I know that we have talked about like so many things like discipline, we have talked about being aware, being opinionated. I think there were some really smart questions during the IIPS, and I really appreciate this platform that our college has for students to get in touch with the industry, I would call specialists, or industry personnel, to kind of ask the questions. Some of them were with reference to like how to make their entry into the corporate world, how to be ready. So I really like this fact that everybody is like thinking today of how can I make myself like a full package, for any company to, because there's so much of competition, there's so much of, upskilling going on. So talking about upskilling, I would say the only advice that I would probably give is that's my basic staple advice. I think this is the third time I'm saying, every morning stay like close to your guardians and parents, like tell them about your previous day or the week. I know many of us fail to kind of connect sometimes, for 2 to 3 days, but let me tell you that, our parents, guardians, they look forward to one phone call for their loved ones who are kind of studying in a different city. They definitely look forward to your updates. Sometimes it feels that what will happen if you do not give them an update, but they do really feel happy, and they are very much involved into our progress. So that's the first thing that they should do, that they should be like as connected as possible, because not just it's not just like a normal advice I'm giving, but sometimes you went out a lot of stuff, a lot of things goes through our heads, right? There's so much of download that you are giving yourself
Yes.
every day, learning new things, and when you discuss, they try to share their experience too, right? So that's something that should happen, which will keep us always grounded and aligned. The second thing would be to keep working on ourselves, right? Like that day I mentioned that the crew that was working behind the scenes, like the wonderful anchors we had, the ground team, the organizing team, the people working on the tech side of
Yes.
things, right? Now imagine that they go into any company and an event happens today. Somebody who has great executive presence, somebody who raises up their hand to do the job, is the one who is valued in companies, right? Now if these very people who chose to raise their hand to manage the very event, right, get into a company, they will find it easy to manage the workload. Why? Because they have already done it, right? They've managed the stakeholders. That day so many industry people came, they managed them, and they will always relate. But people who did not choose to do that will miss out in a way, right? Like if they do not kind of volunteer, or let's say do that. So it's important to sometimes be a part of the organizing committees too, behind all of these events, right? So I do not want to kind of give out like big corporate funda here. I just want to say, keep the basics right, like being close to your family, ensuring you're upskilling yourself, of course, and you're doing that by being here in IMED. It gives you so many opportunities to upskill. It gives you so many case-based learnings, and so much of great faculty we have over here as well. So your academics is sorted. And the other thing that you need to sort is nobody will bring the spoon to you, right? You need to chase the spoon and feed yourself, right? I would just say that students should just take note that raising your hand and making a mark is important. Every student who raised their hand that day to ask a question, I remember them by the name. The reason that happened is because out of all I think there were more than 100 people in the
Yes.
auditorium, and a handful of them raised their hand, or people from the organizing committee. If I see their face once again, I'll probably meet them and greet them by their name, and would be happy to say a hi to them. This is exactly the same what happens in a corporate as well. Like there are hundreds of employees. How do you stand out, right? And how do you grab an opportunity also? It's by proving that you can do this, right? And when the opportunity arrives, it comes to you. So that would be the only advice right now that I would like to give.
Thank you so much, sir, for reminding us that you don't have to choose between logic or art. You can master both.
Yep.
So to everyone watching there, dream big, build skills, and don't be afraid to be multidimensional. This was IMED Talks, and see you in the next episode. This is Soumyaraj Sharma signing off.